Big surprise here. GTA 6 is going to be $100. I knew this was going to happen. I honestly thought that it was going to be more, but it didn't be more. It wasn't more. So we're lucky that that didn't happen. So, man, this is crazy. Like, GTA 6 is going to be over $100. I, that's just including the single player, and that'll be it. Yes, with GTA coming out, it's going to be a big deal, and everything else is going to be falling in line with that. I mean, it's going to be a big blast radius. Someone compared it to the atomic bomb coming down, and whatever's in its way, it's going to get decimated. So, yeah, any other game that's coming out around that time is going to be messed up. But yeah, I'm willing to pay $100 for GTA 6. It's been over how long? Freaking 13, 14 years since like the last game came out. I never forgot when that game came out for the first time. I was a big fan of just the direction, the gameplay, the hype behind it, and of course, them going to the 360 into the new gen consoles and just seeing the first person view and all the new details they added into the game, and just a whole bunch of new things that they're gonna be adding into like the new GTA installment. With this one, with GTA 6 coming out, there's so many different things they're gonna do that's gonna be worth $100. I guarantee you for that because, it being $100 isn't really that bad, honestly. Like if it was like, I don't know, like I said, 150, 200 for like the deluxe edition or whatever, it's gonna be worth it. I really do think it's gonna be worth it. I hold that for my truest opinion, and because GTA 6. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad game. We got to see for the campaign and everything. We haven't really seen like gameplay details or anything like that, but it's just the hype alone is just really bringing out that revenue of it going to be the best game ever because they put $1 billion into the game. I'm pretty sure they're going to make $2 billion or even more. Coming back in investment. So Rockstar is going to be in good hands. But yes, people were like saying, "What? This game $100?" Well, you got to think of the hype. It's been sitting around for I don't know how many years since like the last like literally 2 3 consoles went by waiting for this game, and every GTA game prior to that, like you only waited a couple years for the game to be released. Like it didn't take a super long time for the next GTA game to come out. Because think about GTA 3 to GTA Vice City, that was like a year or two gap, and then you had San Andreas, it's like 2 year gap, and then you had GTA 4, which was pushing the envelope of what the console and limitations that the 360 can do and the PS3 could do, pushing it to its very limit, adding in physics and all kinds of gameplay elements and graphics, and bringing a new sense of feeling into the game for the players to really enjoy themselves into. And that leads on to GTA 5, which 2008 to 2013 was like a couple years from there. And then of course within like I think a year or two they had the after GTA 5 came on 360, with the graphics. I mean, you got to think about the graphics for 360. It was mind blowing for the time because it was like it was so new. It was just like different, and it was really mind blowing for the time period. So people were like kind of surprised and speculating, what is this going to be the first GTA game that we're going to be able to put gas in a car that realistically drive like Mafia? Yeah, people were like speculating off of that and just going from there. And yeah, this game right here, GTA 6, who knows what God knows what we can do. They say we can hunt, you can fish, there's gonna be, a pool. Obviously, you play pool and stuff like that, like interactive games and just side missions and all kinds of stuff. And then the combat is one of the main things that I've been really concerned, and I wouldn't say concerned, but just curious about, very curious to see what they're gonna do with the combat, or if they're gonna be doing still the wheel, the weapon wheel. Is it gonna be slow motion? How is the gunplay is gonna feel in third person? Obviously, you're gonna switch back from first to third. The gameplay elements between Lucia and Duvall, the two main characters of the game, how that's going to be going, and just the dynamics and stuff. And is it going to be like a action movie? What type of vibe they're going for with this game? Because GTA 5, remember around that time, the 80s was like having like the super craze of coming back and making a comeback within media. And I'm thinking like, are they gonna what type of style are they gonna go for with GTA 6? Are they gonna have an 80s vibe to it, an 80s rock vibe like the original Vice City? or they're going to go for something different, something more modern, something more elusive and free. Hopefully, it's original and unique. But whatever they're going to do, they're going to be cooking with it because I know that the reason why they've been delaying the game for so long is because they're giving time for the game developers to cook and everything and just to put things together and seeing what they can do to excel this game to go forward. But yeah, man, it's like one of those things where I just look at this game. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, people are tripping for no reason that it's gonna be $100. Just like, just be grateful that they're not like Nintendo, where thee are gonna make it to $150 or $110 for just the standard edition. Including like you got if you want to like go buy things in the game, like say if you want to actually make purchases in the game, like you have to like use money and all kinds of stuff to put that in the disarray of things and just seeing how that is. Just taking it a whole bunch. Yeah, just be glad that they're not taking a Nintendo route where they're abusing like, yeah, I know we got this is over here Rockstar, we got a whole bunch of hundreds of millions of people want to play this game, so we're gonna crank up the freaking price to a very high setting, and we're gonna make it sure you're gonna make it seem like nobody is gonna be able to play it, nobody, unless you have the money, like a lot of money, like a lot of good money, like I'm so grateful they're gonna do that. Oh my God, that's it's merciful. It's reasonable. Like I understand, like shit, and fuck. This is gonna be a pretty good game. People are, I saw some YouTube, people talking about like, this game is gonna be terrible because of, they might have a lot of feminism and a lot of that stuff going into that. I just hope they make fun of a lot of things and still do the GTA parroting off of like what's a lot going on in the current day of world. Because in every GTA game, you always have the radio stations, and the radio stations were the biggest highlights for me playing the games when I was growing up. Because it's funny, like playing GTA. Like I remember the first GTA game I played was like Vice City Stories, and I remember just hearing like the radio and the guys just talking a whole bunch of nonsense and just going crazy and just speculating about, oh yeah, the world's a very fucked up place, and you got to be doing things, you don't do drugs, kids, just saying just a whole bunch of random shit in the game. And I was too young to kind of understand what was going on, but the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, okay, that obviously went over my head because I was like fucking 8 years old playing a game. I had to borrow the game from a friend to play it, because my parents wouldn't allow me to play it, which for good reasons, very very good reason. I just thought GTA was cool because you get to, especially playing on a PSP. I swear PSP was ahead of its time back then. Like GTA was really pushing the limits of what it can do. Just that's one of the things about Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar. They always done is always been pushing limits of what they can do with each game that comes out and just trying something different instead of just being a rehash or just taking less things out. It's always pushing the envelope. They're always pushing the envelope. So it was just cool to see the things you can do in that game, and that's what got me loved. The love and appreciation from the franchise was from GTA, Vice City stories, and Liberty stories, of course. But yeah, that's what all the love started, and continued on with GTA 5 and everything else that came after it. So yeah, thank you guys for listening with this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is going to be one of those videos where just putting it out there. Let me know what you guys think about GTA 6 and if you guys are going to be willing to pay $100 for it, because I know I would. I would in a heartbeat. I, I would, low key. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace.